The Great PowerSeller Deception. It's human nature to want to achieve something. What normal person isn't delighted to be recognized by a person or organization in authority and praised for their accomplishments? This type of recognition can be likened to a ladder of success that we're encouraged to climb. For example, teachers commonly award colored stars to children who perform well in school. These stars are even stuck on a display board for other students to see. The eBay PowerSeller program falls into a similar category. You're probably already familiar with the term PowerSeller, but in case you're not, the term was started by eBay as a way of recognizing their top sellers in a tiered system according to total monthly gross sales. At the eBay Live events, that's the annual eBay conference, sellers can be seen proudly wearing an extra tag on their badge that identifies them as a particular level of PowerSeller. It's a big deal to most sellers. Strangely enough, though, when they're back in their hotel, no one else around them has a clue about what a PowerSeller is, much less care that the person has an extra label on their badge. Be very careful about your perception of the PowerSeller term. It's simply eBay's way of encouraging achievement among members. In a way, it's crafted as kind of a club which everyone is encouraged to be a part of. To the untrained eye, it appears to be a valid goal to aspire to, and as you might expect, eBay promotes this view. They want all sellers to become PowerSellers because it makes the company look more successful and hence more valuable to investors. But what does being a PowerSeller really mean? In financial terms, being a PowerSeller means that within a period of 3 months, a seller sold at least $1,000 worth of goods or services each month. However, it doesn't make any guarantee that the seller made any profits from those sales. For example, a seller may have sold $10,000 worth of watches, winning them the title of PowerSeller after 3 months of such sales, but if they'd paid $15,000 each month for those watches, they would have actually lost $5,000 per month. Having the PowerSeller title applied to a seller also doesn't guarantee that their business is run ethically. You see, eBay stipulates that a PowerSeller's feedback percentage must remain at 98% or higher. But even this doesn't seem to be strictly enforced. If a seller falls below that mark, they are commonly given time to improve. Now, although 98% may sound very high, on eBay, in real terms, that could mean 10 deeply unhappy buyers out of 500 transactions, and in my view, that is unacceptable. A 99% or higher rating should be easily achievable by any reputable seller. You only need to browse eBay briefly to discover countless PowerSellers with many negative feedbacks, so beware. As we've already established, it is human nature to seek recognition in what we do, and eBay makes the most of that natural inbuilt desire by offering and actively promoting the PowerSeller program. Sellers are encouraged to work their way up a success ladder to reach the goals of each consecutive level of the PowerSeller program. Although there are some small benefits as a result of achieving certain levels of sales, there is a very significant practical downside to being termed a PowerSeller that most eBay users are completely ignorant of. So, why should you avoid becoming a PowerSeller? Actually, there are several reasons to steer clear of the program. One of the reasons you do not want to be a PowerSeller is that having that label brings attention from both eBay, the company, and other sellers. I'll explain. You may or may not know that eBay actively seeks out PowerSellers because they know that they are serious about selling on eBay, and by extension, they probably produce the majority of eBay's profits. eBay staff contact PowerSellers by phone and email regularly to encourage them to expand their business. That in itself is fine, but here's the downside. In offering practical help, eBay looks at your listings. Now, on the surface, that might seem like a good thing, but for traditional sellers, it probably is. But we're not traditional sellers. We're renegade eBay sellers. You see, the main problem lies in the ambiguity of many of eBay's policies. When you throw into the mix a wide variety in the quality of training of staff members, the net result is that some eBay staff are more diligent than others in asking sellers to correct what they perceive are policy violations. See, the same problem exists in any organization the size of eBay. It's impossible to be completely consistent and to consistently enforce policies that are open to interpretation and that don't apply to every seller in every situation. So you don't want attention from eBay staff. Being a power seller also attracts the attention of other eBay sellers, as I said. eBay encourages this by giving power sellers a special logo that usually appears at the top of each listing page by default. While I genuinely believe that most sellers are good and honest people, it's also true that a few get some kind of sadistic pleasure from reporting minor infringements of other sellers to eBay. Power sellers definitely bear the brunt of these attacks. It seems that some people resent the apparent success of others. The bottom line is, considering all these factors, it's better to stay away from the Power Seller program, other than perhaps using it for one eBay account for the times when you need to establish credibility with others, maybe suppliers, or to be listened to by eBay customer service. If you enjoyed this article and you'd like to know more about how you can use eBay as a marketing tool for your business, grab the special pack of training materials I've put together for free at www.sendmyfreegift.com. Head on over there now to www.sendmyfreegift.com.